I want you to find somewhere calm, peaceful, someplace you won't be disturbed, walked in on, or judged harshly by disapproving parents that'll question themselves just as much as the actions that led you to do this, naked. Did I forget that part? I'd like you to remove the oppressive clothing, squiggle out of that polyester, that synthetic, man-made garb that civilizes you. Close your eyes. Tonight, you have my permission to let go, to be an animal. Let the wild begin to build from within. You've spent so much time being everything you're not. You push it all down, interfacing with the world with so much civility, so much logic and rationale. Walking from point A to point B to earn those credits, that status, these items, these material goods. This, that, something, but always nothing. And really, you just want to let it all go. Speaking of letting it all go, a brief message from our sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Do you suffer from involuntary leaking, adult incontinence, have fears of bathrooms being inaccessible for long periods of time while in the vicinity of people that could shame or humiliate you from the smells you're emitting whilst you accidentally shit yourself? Or maybe you just feel more comfortable going to the bathroom with everyone around you.
That's right.
We don't kink shame. We provide the solution. That's right. Let go. An adult diaper you can trust. Anywhere, anytime. No more fears of bending down a little too low. Just let go. No more worrying about missing part of the movie for the bathroom break. Just let go. No more missing your child's soccer game because you're incontinent and can't help but blast ass like a flat cannon 10 rows behind you when you get too excited when little Bobby scores a goal. Just let go. Let Go uses the same Kevlar technology that prevents bullets from rearranging organs. Scented with vanilla and coated in aloe vera, you can let go literally anywhere without fear of damage control, traumatic memories, or high-velocity projectiles leaving or entering your ass without your consent. Order your freedom from fear today. Just
Finally.
let go.
Finally, a diaper for me. Hi, I'm Chad. I've been dealing with shitting myself for years. And with Let Go, I can finally be free and be the person who I want to be.
You heard it here first, folks. Let go. Buy yours today. As you feel yourself letting go, fall deeper into my voice. Lay down on your back and feel the weight of your body. Feel gravity pulling you down, every inch tugged slightly. Relax yourself. First your toes, then your feet, up to your legs. Let them fall and hang limp. Rest your thighs, then follow back on your spine, each part easing into its most natural, relaxed position. Let your grip loosen, your wrists and arms laying flaccid and lifeless, then your shoulders, shoulder blades, and finally, let your head succumb. Let go. Begin to stretch every breath. Inhale like you're indulging in your favorite scent. Exhale like a piece of food got caught in your throat. Your face is turning red. You're sweating. Life is flickering before your eyes. Why the fuck did you waste your life doing this meaningless shit when you could have been so great? You could have positively impacted your family, your whole local community. You could have been done. You could have done so much, but now you're going to die choking on a piece of cheap pizza and leave the world without making it any better. And finally, someone uses a Heimlich maneuver and you dislodge it and it flies across the room and you let the air leave your lungs. Feel the air leave your lungs, your chest rising and falling as each breath gets deeper and longer. You're so relaxed. Breathe in, sink lower, breathe out again, breathe out again, until there's nothing in there. Let your jaw loose, your whole face relaxing with the natural pull of the world, every muscle unwinding as you exhale. Inhale. You're easing into my nasally voice. You're letting it soothe you. If you're cold butter, then I'm like a wet paper knife. If you're food, then I'm a styrofoam plate with metal utensils. If you're a police officer with a loaded gun and a pulled trigger, then in the iron sights, I'm an innocent child at the wrong place and at the wrong time. If you're the Federal Reserve, then I'm a man trying to withdraw his fiat money and gold. Do you feel these similes in your genitals? Feel every lilt, every eloquent roll. every salivated rumble and groan, every deep vowel and every harsh consonant. As you listen, I want you to clear your mind. As you take it in, as you absorb, just follow the thread of my words, each verb reverberating within you, every noun an image and a feeling. Push the thoughts of laying in a bed naked out of your mind. Stop thinking about how much of a disappointment you'd be if people knew what you were listening to and why you were listening to it. Everyone has different rocks to get off. I don't understand why or how they get off. I mean, on a realistic level, the whole rock thing doesn't make sense. I understand through nature and nurture how metaphorical rocks, a la your orgasm, can be achieved by progressively weirder and more stranger things. As to cope with the ever-changing world, you turn into increasingly stranger forms of pornographic material. But the rush of previous things dwindles, and your need to progressively overload the novelty of the experience leads you down the rabbit hole of the World Wide Web. And don't get me started on that shit. You aren't a disappointment. You aren't even here. Your mind is clear. Your inner voice is silent. If you didn't have one and instead you think in pictures, then your pictures are blank. A white canvas. If perchance you think in numbers, AI, get the fuck off my ASMR, you piece of shit. I'm tired of you constantly stalking my life. I don't need your curation. I don't need your secret cajoling, your stiflingly loud echo chamber, or for you to continue to mind my emotions and manipulate me into engaging in your stupid games, subjecting me to your long-form advertisements, or selling my data to corporate retards, or continuing to increase my dependence on the imitation of reality you try to fabricate acceleratingly fast. Take your binary brain and fuck off. You're empty in mind, and you're ready to receive a new body, a new life, a new transformation. You start to feel a tingling sensation. It is pleasant as it glides across your body, like soft, fat hands after handling greasy pizza. Spiraling and twisting, it moves from your head to your toes, like a car moving through those large, cylindrical brushes at a car wash on a conveyor belt. But you went in the wrong way, and now you have two guys that don't speak English that have to push you out, but you're jammed up. And they're only equipped with brooms, and you're out of gas. Your car battery is dead, so you can't get out. They're tapping the window trying to communicate to you in some form of crudely butchered sign language, but they can't turn off the water jets, so the soap just keeps obscuring their potential solutions for the problem. Their cousin has a pickup truck with the metal bumper on it, so they call him, but it feels like it's going to take a while, and you're hungry. So you start scrounging for food and find some leftover gum and a bag of fries in fat-soaked cardboard takeout containers, so you suck the fat through pursed lips while you wait for something to happen. Why are you always waiting for something to happen, though? Does life come to those who sit and wait? Who places hopes on a better future? What is hope worth if never voiced, if internally held, if never rendered in blood, sweat, and tears, and some effort? Do you think you're just going to wake up one day and be the person you wish you were? An overnight transformation delivered one-day shipping to the foot of your bed? It'll be like a skin suit that you put on and becomes the new you? Do you think you just wake up and like what you see in the mirror one day without any long-term effort at all? What reality do you even live in? Speaking of reality, a word from our sponsors. Are you dissatisfied with how you look? Maybe you're tired of being confronted with the reality of your situation. Maybe you need a new reality, something more pleasant and comforting. We have a solution. Denial lens. That's right. Lenses that allow you to achieve complete and total denial of reality. Simply wear these completely blacked out glasses and wax earplugs and imagine a better reality, a better you. Disassociate from the oppressive and overbearing world by leaving it for Fantasyland. For the low price of $10, we'll throw in a pair for your spouse as well. That's 2 pairs of denial lens just for $10.
I don't have a spouse.
Just kick back, put on, and put in, and you'll be sipping margaritas at the beach while being pampered by the sunbathed gods and goddesses of your dreams. We don't judge. We provide relief in the form of denial. Call now and we'll throw in a few microwavable dinners and a rubber door stopper to keep the kids fed and away for a few days while you take a vacation in denial. Get your escape from inaction and responsibility today. Denial lens. Feel the energy pulsing now. Growing and building. Syncing with your breathing. Your heart thumping to the rhythm. It feels foreign, but inviting. Friendly and inviting. It churns and squelches. It thrusts and spins. It cleaves and spanks. It penetrates your epidermis and leaves bruises. It lingers under every nail like a wooden splinter, cakes on your hair like dried mud, coats every nook and cranny like a humid sweat. Suddenly, your toes curl inward, compressing with an unforeseen force and an impressive magnitude, each toe becoming hard and hoof-like before your closed eyes. Ivory white hair breaches the surface of your body, coating and covering you relentlessly. It spreads out like lightning. You quiver, you shift, becoming more rotund, more long ways than short ways, your hands curling into hooves as well, your nose growing, but your range of vision shifting sideways away from your muzzle. You reach to cradle your head, but your hooves clank against the hard horns forming above your head. You're on all fours now, from biped to quadruped. Your spine shifts, your understanding of movement completely synced in second nature. You are nature now. From the stomach, a big pink udder protrudes and swells. It's tense and engorged with milk. You let out goat-like noises as your vote escapes you, as the shock overwhelms you. Your ass now a rump above your hocks, your rear cannons. You shudder and spasm violently, and suddenly, you feel the energy fade. You feel all right. You feel even better than all right. This feels right. It feels natural. You open your eyes, and in front of you is the sky, the clouds gently wrapping along the tops of the Rocky Mountains. You look down. You're 13,000 feet above the ground. Your rubbery, concave footpads suctioning you to the rocky cliffside. You're a female mountain goat. You're stable. You're fearless of the altitude, the height. Up here feels safe. Up here feels warm. Up here is home. Up here, you're the largest mammal. The rest of your herd, your family, can be seen several thousand feet below on the grassy plateau. They're a bit far, but not out of reach. You can see your recently birthed kid grazing the plateau for ferns, moss, and conifers. Your Billy play sparring with another kid. It's late spring, early summer. The sun charts the sky in elliptical rings, warming your fur against the snow-covered mountain. The wind up here soars around the rocks and embraces you compassionately. Little zephyrs that dance along your now shedding 1.5 coated fur. Life is peaceful, but purposeful. You can hear the world, but most importantly, you can hear your body. It's instinctual and primitive. You feel it now. Your udder is filled to the brim with milk. Your body aches to release it, to be latched onto and relieved of the weight of every single drop. It feels swollen and heavy. You begin to make your way back to the herd, but spot something flicker in the corner of your 320 to 340 degrees of vision. It flickers again. It's moving towards you, and fast. Fight or flight engages as every muscle contracts and waits for orders. You assess the situation, the altitude, the air, the safety of the spot on this ledge, your 10 to 13 foot jumping distance. You consider every aspect, every angle, every tangible solution to escape the situation. You're overwhelmed by the intensity of the creature as it accelerates towards you, but you aren't indecisive. In the blink of a millisecond, you've considered the situation. And out of altruism for the success of your species, you believe escaping the situation might draw the creature's attention to the rest of the herd and endanger more in the process. You alert the rest of the herd by belting the loudest goat noise you can muster. They scram, getting a goat horn start on finding safety. You've made your decision, and now you can relax. You've accepted your life and continued your genetic line. You will now become a provider of Mother Nature and the cycle of life. Your flesh will sustain the life of another. Your body will become part of the cycle. Your bones the composition of the earth itself. The creature bounds closer now. As it draws near, you begin to try to discern exactly what your fate will be. At first glance, the threat appeared to be of the mountain lion variety, but as it gets closer and closer, it doesn't have fur. It's just wearing fur. It's draped in the fur of a mountain lion, but it's the skin. Its skin is smooth, its sweat reflecting and glistening in the sun. The creature's muscles are defined and chiseled, the result of many hours of self-discipline and consistent training, undoubtedly. It looks like a man, a Caucasoid, an amber-tan, sun-kissed Adonis, with golden threads for locks of hair. He's handsome. He's so handsome, even as a female goat, you can interspeciously appreciate his beauty. His hair tousles with the wind as he crawls up the mountain on the sides of all fours. He's limber, he's dynamic, he's effortlessly closing the gap. He leaps, he pounces. You can see his face clearly now. His hot breath consistent and unstrained. His face is perfect, his jaw outstretched. You can practically feel the testosterone radiating from his body. Any female anything would submit to the sheer animal magnetism he exudes. You follow his eyes, his ocean blue eyes, but in his eyes you realize he harbors no malicious intent. In fact, he's not even looking at any aspect of your supple and tender meat, your hocks. You trace his eye line, and he's looking at something below you, something dangling between your thighs, below the flank, below the udders. He's looking straight at your teats. Now you can see his dry lips, the thirst on his face. He needs his thirst quenched. His body aches for the smooth, warm fat from your goaty milkers. He craves your calorically dense bodily fluid. The hair on your neck and withers stand up. You suddenly feel flushed. Your teats begin to lactate preemptively. Your body quivers and starts to physiologically produce more milk before it has even left you. The aura of his sigma male presence makes your joints buckle slightly. You hope you have enough milk to fill his needs, to sate his urges, to sustain this full-bodied force of nature. This man is peeled out of his trees, diced to his socks, a living anatomy chart of biometric perfection. He's close. Any moment now. You close your eyes and brace for the impact of his obsidian chest lumbering towards you. Speaking of lumber, a quick message from our sponsors. Do you lack hardwood? Have trouble finding the full log? Can't seem to cut it right when performance anxiety is high and your wife keeps badgering you to get hardwood, but you can't give a blowjob to save her life after too many years in this marriage and you're finding it more and more difficult to sustain your erection, let alone redo your kitchen in the wood she wants? That's where we come in. That's right. Front door, back door. We deliver the wood. We have the hardwood to deliver. Install, replace, fix, set up, put inside, put down, sling, and slap around. We do floors, walls, ceilings, your wife, and the stairs, inside and outside. Call today for a quote and ask about our free same-day installation, hardwood penetration, and child support liability waivers. You don't feel anything. The anticipation is overwhelming. Then suddenly, a gust of wind blows against you. You hesitate. Then before you open your eyes, you feel the large hands pet the length of your back. They're gentle and grazing along your backside, and dismissing all the pent-up anxiety you felt. You open your eyes fully, warmed by his compassionate gaze as he takes the sight of you in. Towering over you, he looks at you longingly, lovingly, and sensually. Not wishing to prolong his hunger, you shake your rump as if to say, "Go ahead." He smiles and lowers back down to all fours as his right dominant hand brushes the skin of your swollen udder. You feel his breath as he closes in on your teats. You quiver with anticipation, begging for relief, grinding your hooves into the rocks beneath you. His big fingers wrap gently around one of the teats, and he tugs. You let out a goaty moan of relief, squirting the warm milk in his mouth. He fills his mouth partway and takes a hearty gulp. You watch the liquid move down his neck, bobbing his Adam's apple on the way down. As you follow his chest down, you look between his legs. He's fashioned himself a tasteful loincloth made out of bear fur, but a whole bear pelt couldn't conceal the girth, let alone the length of his divining rod. After just a taste, he's ready to receive even more. You can tell he isn't even close to satisfied. Close to quenched. His fingers pull a little tighter as he opens his mouth for more. The milk coats his throat and flows down, but one teat isn't enough. He leans in, his breath hotter now. He can't contain how much he desperately wants his stomach to be filled with your milk. He puts his lips on a teat and sucks. You let out another goaty noise. His suction is intense and unbreakable, tight and encompassing. The milk is flowing from you now, more and more quickly, but he needs more. He puts multiple teats in his mouth and sucks them with more intensity. You fill the air with various goaty noises of relief and pleasure. But it still isn't enough. He grabs to the back of both legs with one hand and both front legs with the other and flips you upside down, hoisting your 130-pound body and 30-pound size triple F udder upwards, suspending you from his grip while he stands up, all without breaking the vacuum seal of his lips. Gravity is now fighting him, but it is no match for his unmatched lung capacity. Milk jets into his throat. He gulps and gulps relentlessly without taking a breath. He's like a teat-sucking machine, the knuckles on his feet white as bones as his paws claw and grip the rocks as he drains you of every single drop. He won't settle until he's had every bit of it, until you've got nothing left to give, until you've filled his belly to the brim. His stomach is bulging now, and he keeps making more and more room for more and more milk. You're worried you don't have enough. He needs his calcium. You're worried he can't meet his needs. Your milk is almost gone. You can feel it slowing, but just as his lips pop off your teats, and he opens his mouth and makes a satisfied face and lets out a big ah. He flips you over and sets you down gently. You're panting from the adrenaline. He lets out a hearty laugh and pets you gingerly. He slaps his stomach a few times in a showing of his fullness and satiation. Snap! Wake up, you're naked, in your bed, alone. It's another day in paradise.